This right here. Okay. We're gonna take a detour from the VTuber stuff to talk about this, because I honestly feel this is gonna like morph into things with the VTuber field anyway, because technology is gonna be a morph, like melding into each other, especially with all this Aquarius and Gemini energy. Our technology is going to advance so rapidly over the coming years. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be like blinking your eye, and there's going to be like new stuff coming out that we've never heard of before. We're like in that right now. So this right here,
pretty much the biggest breakthrough.
Sorry. This is Asmongold. He's been having some pretty good takes on the VTuber stuff. He is not part of the VTubing community either, like the other guy we watched. They're both not part of it. They're actually very like gamer normie, and they have chats that are very not VTuber centered at all, but they've been covering it and giving it very like good takes on it. But this isn't about that. This is about AI. Now, something, yeah, a holograph will be explaining this. But something to think about with AI. He says, or whoever says in this, that 11 months ago something happened. 11 months ago was when Pluto very first dipped its little toe into Aquarius for a couple months, like March, April, May. It just dipped it in there for a little bit, and then it retrograded, which means it kind of like stalled for a little bit. To us, it looks like it's spinning backwards, but it's not. It's just sitting because it's slow and we're faster. But it's like, and it's gonna look like it's back in Capricorn for us, right? So it goes back. During the few months it was in Aquarius, AI exploded. Like, it went psychotic. It was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it, how bad it was, how good it was, all of that. It exploded at that time, right? This, Pluto is again in Aquarius. Now it's staying in Aquarius. Things are going to grow faster. Look at the same company from the first time it introduced something back in March of last year compared to now, and how fast it grew.
Pretty much the biggest breakthrough in AI came out today. Sora, announcing Sora, which creates minute-long videos from a text prompt. This might be the biggest breakthrough that we've had so far. At least it happened like all at the same time. Like, this is like a switch, like on and off. So this is an AI generated video. The whole thing is completely fucking fake. Is this nuts? I'm gonna show you guys some other examples of this too. Yeah, Rule 34 is gonna go crazy. Yeah, it really is. And so this is the state of things right now for AI, and this has been possible for a year. I mean, I just think this is fucking incredible, man.
Now you see, you bring up a point with things being replaced, but he also brings up a really good point with this, because there's a lot of people that are freaked out. Because obviously AI means misinformation. But I really do like the take that he has on the fact that people can put out videos of mass information and the effect it will have on people. Because what he says is actually very lined up with what the planetary energies are trying to make us do. It's trying to make us be more detached. It's trying to make us be more logical in the information that we take in, especially internet, because Aquarius is the internet. All the information that we're getting on the internet during Pluto and Aquarius, these information wars, like I said, I don't feel, I'm really hoping it will not be a physical war between people and people getting hurt like that. I am hoping it is more an information war, which people still can get hurt in an information war, obviously, but I feel like it's going to be more of an information war, this Pluto and Aquarius, because there's so many technological advances that are going to be coming out. This is still slow. This is slow compared to what's going to happen once Uranus moves into Gemini. It's going to revolutionize a lot of technology. It's still in Taurus. It's still working on agriculture. It's still revolutionizing a lot of things, dealing with like very mundane things, dealing with our money, which, as you notice, a lot of economic collapse is happening. Thank you, Uranus and Taurus. But it's like there's a lot of things around those are being broken apart that are very tangible, which is Taurus. Moving into Gemini, it's knowledge, it's learning, it's communication, written, spoken, all of that stuff, very fast. It's also trades and doing things with your hands. So a lot of the things that have like fallen to the wayside are probably gonna like really like light up a lot of people, like a lot of trades, like working trade jobs and things like that. It's also a sign that represents merchants and trading. So people being able to do a lot more like one-on-one trading, having like personal businesses and things like that. There's a lot that can speed up in that way. And a lot of people have talked about in the astrology community how certain things really lean towards being more because there's something that Asmongold talks about a lot, where he talks about universal like standardized like income for everybody instead of like the work that you do for it. And what that will do, if that is something that is made during this energy, is it will free up people to be creative and to be able to explore different options and like create and invent things. And Aquarius is the inventor of the zodiac, and Uranus rules Aquarius. And if it's in Gemini, there's like this very fast talking between Pluto and Aquarius and Uranus and Gemini that's like, let's completely revolutionize how we do communicating and talking and learning and like all this crazy stuff. It's like revamping all of it and tearing it down with Pluto energy and completely rebuilding it into something we haven't seen before and at a very fast speed. Because air, unlike all this earth energy we've had the past 15 years with all the planets being really heavy in like Capricorn and Taurus and all this stuff, moving into Aquarius and Gemini is the fastest. Air is fastest. Earth is slowest. We're going to be going from something we've been experiencing in slow-mo, trudging through molasses, to speeding through a tornado when all this starts hitting within the end of this year and like next year. This is the very beginning, and it's still moving slow because Uranus is in Taurus. You think this is crazy, just wait. Like it's gonna get way crazier than this and way faster. And the whole problem is gonna be like with Pluto wanting to control it and not knowing how to control it, because Pluto, like I've said, is a crisis planet. It creates crisis, and then you learn how to control the crisis, which is how we come up with all these laws for things, because crisis comes out of it. So there's going to be a lot of really fun stuff coming out. There's going to be a lot of really scary things happening. And then there's going to be like this fight for control over it as the years progress, because it's going to be leaps and bounds ahead of what lawmaking can do. And this is also going to make a push for people to be in positions of power to make laws that actually understand the technology. It's going to create a whole different group of people that are needed for this. There's no way you're going to be able to look at a bunch of old people and go, yeah, they definitely understand AI and like how to make laws for it and like the intricate all this shit and how it works. Like, yeah, they definitely get it. Yeah, we can keep these old people forever. There ain't no way. There ain't no way moving into this energy that they're going to be like, yeah, we definitely want to keep the old people. No way.
Like, I'm going to be honest, like this is the biggest like breakthrough that I think AI has ever had.
It
like
is
it
insane.
happens like all at the same time. Look, it's even got the reflection in our glasses, shit like that changes. This is insane. Yeah, this is fucking disgusting, man. And so anyway, you've got a few more of these here. Let me see if I can find some other of the videos. So this is text to video progress in 1 year.
Look.
So this was last year.
Released that the same. Remember, this is what it looked like a year ago. And this is moving slow, guys. This is moving slow. The progress of a whole year. This kind of progress will be seen within a month with the new like shift that's coming once Uranus moves into Gemini. It's going to be way faster. This is earth energy. This is taking a whole year to be able to like kind of do something with it. It's not going to be that slow.
Not so good, right? Really not so good. Like, I wouldn't say it's all that great. Yeah, please make it stop. Okay. So this is something that's been created with, I guess, Sora. Can you fucking believe that?
Like, obviously, there's still kinks.
That's not a real cat, bro. That's a fake cat. Can
But
you
it's
believe this?
definitely
Two
a lot
left
different.
paws? You really think you're about to notice that shit? You really honestly think that, like, that's something that they're not going to be able to fix? Like, I remember people used to go and make comments like this. Remember whenever in every single AI photo, it didn't have the right number of fingers? And, like, this was going on for maybe, like, 6 months or so. And now, like, you never see that. Like, it's just crazy that, like, people can fix, like, you know, like, can fixate on, like, these little inaccuracies or inconsistencies and think that they're not going to change. Like, I remember I went and I saw this shit the other day. This was, like, a video that some dude made. Right? And it was like Greek gods playing basketball. And like people were saying how much it sucked and like, oh, this is never really gonna go anywhere. And like the crazy thing, did y'all saw this like last week? Right? Because you had a ton of people talking about, oh, this is stupid, it's never gonna go anywhere, right? In less than a fucking week, bro. Less than a fucking week.
Elbow.
Okay, so we got a few more of these Sora. So this is another one right here. Take a look at this.
I'm okay.
This is all AI.
Sure.
I hit my elbow.
The whole thing is AI generated. That is fucking insane, dude. That is absolutely fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know what else to say. This is astonishing. Prompt. Oh, this is another one.
This one
This
made
was made
people,
with an AI generator.
this made people mad because it's like Queenie said, they're going to replace animators and like all this other stuff. I want you guys to think about something. You know how in a lot of like the past and how everyone always like freaks out when new things are introduced, that it's going to take everything. In reality, some things do get taken, but new things that never existed prior to this thing's existence, whatever the new thing is, pop into being as new jobs that need to be filled for this thing because it's a new thing. Anytime something old is taken away, something new is created to take its place. And it's like you have to get rid of that thing in order to build the new thing. But it's pretty much it's gonna come to a point where it's like all the new stuff happens, everyone freaks out, of course, because that's the way, like, look in history, the freaking light bulb, the telephone, all of it, look at all of it. How many people freaked out about the car? Who the heck wants to get into a freaking car? I love my horse. Like, all of it. Think of it, guys. Think of it. And then think, it's like, it's gonna get rid of our jobs. What about the people that are horse carriage drivers? Well, they're taxi drivers now. Like, think. Okay, look. I think a lot of people are jumping on this thing with how things are going to be lost to begin with. There is not going to be, because I don't know if you guys have like forgot already about Niji Sanji. Corporations don't like changing. They usually like implode on themselves because they refuse to change and adopt new things. You think that if they're not already spending money, that they're going to spend extra money to get AI stuff? They're just going to keep things the same. What's going to end up happening is there's going to be new companies that use this stuff. And then eventually over time, the new jobs from the new companies will be there and people will start transiting to those and then letting the old stuff die off. It's like how you have certain things from old times that are still kind of around and you go there as like a nostalgia thing. It's going to be stuff like that, but it gets phased. Like, the reason it gets phased out is not because it comes in and just took all the gerbs and all that kind of stuff. What happens is they come in and make their own companies because they want to be able to use the stuff the way they want to. Yeah, exactly. And then once they make the things, artists are always exploited. Yes, very true. They are very exploited, but that also, this is something I want to say. Look at what is happening with Doki Bird, guys. Community makes the difference. If you guys want difference, you need to like and the reason there's never any like real, how can I put this? There's never really any tangible progress when it comes to better treatment for artists, is because as much as artists want fair treatment, they don't ever come together and try to do something together in order to get fair treatment. They try to get fair treatment when it comes to what they're doing personally. They don't do it as a group, which isn't gonna work. You can't like single-handedly, like even if she wanted to go against like Niji Sanji, she couldn't do it single-handedly. She needs community. She needs her whole group of people to be able to do it. She ain't gonna do that shit on her own. But the whole thing that needs to happen, because that's the energy we're in right now, form groups. If you want change, form actual groups, do actual things that are for the betterment of your group of people, and like take a stance on it instead of like people complain. The only thing people are doing as a group is complaining. They're not like actively going and doing things. Like the reason the Niji Sanji thing is so different is people mass unsubscribed, people mass unmembershipped or whatever. They took their money back. They stopped buying things. Then that looked bad to investors. So investors started dropping them. That's how you get people to pay attention. You actually do things as a group collectively, and then you stick to it. That's the only way to make change. You're not going to make change by being a single person just saying something. Yeah, exactly. Every avenue that you look at, whether it's artists, writers, actors, whatever, it's very hard. Yeah. Yeah, if it was only confined to complaining on Twitter, this would not be happening. Like there's no way that it would be like this if it was only confined to Twitter, because these people reacting, the reason there's so much reach is these people have like millions of people that they're making videos to on YouTube that are seeing these things, that are picking it up and like reacting to it and do all this stuff and just bringing it together. So it's making the community even bigger that's rallying behind her. If people want change, pay attention to how change is made, which is what is happening here. And the thing is, she's not even trying to create change. She's just trying to go on her freaking way here. But the reason things are changing is community. It's not even necessarily her will that these things are happening. She just wants things to shut up and leave her alone. The community is carrying it. And this shows you that it doesn't take the spearhead thing. If people wanted fair treatment in certain things, like they honestly wanted it, and they didn't just want the treatment just for themselves, but they wanted it as an actual community, so the whole community was better, they would come together and do something. But what's happening is a lot of people are like virtue signaling and throwing things out there and all this kind of stuff, and then they're only looking out for them, for themselves. That's it. And then once it goes past what they need, they drop it and don't do anything extra, which is where everything falls off. The whole, like, if everyone supporting Doki would have supported her in, like, you know, just talking and stuff like that, but none of them would have went and unsubscribed, nothing would have changed. If no one would have came and said that they were going to stop working with Niji, nothing would have changed. It's literally the fact that people stepped forward and stuck to things and did things, and then it kept going like a roll effect, that change happened. Change is not going to happen overnight. And that's another thing that people need to realize too. This whole thing is so ongoing. It's been going on for a long time, and only now is they're seeing like a different interaction with it, because she was dealing with it in private. Now it's dealing with it in public, even though she didn't want it in public. But the whole thing changes.